Hey, this is Derek Stewart, and we're right back at you. Me and my kinfolk Isaiah, we're back for the second half of the Georgia Alabama game. It looks like both teams went in for halftime, and they should have made adjustments, which we assumed that they did. And it looks like Alabama has come out in the second half so far. They've run a series of plays, and it looks like Ty Simpson just got Georgia's defense figured out. It seems like he knows their every move because they haven't been able to either get to him pressure wise or they haven't been able to slow down his ability to be able to find the right receivers to throw to. So, Isaiah, what do you think the adjustments were made from the Alabama perspective first?
Well, Alabama had the number from the beginning. All they had to do is continue to do what they were doing in the first half because they was driving up and down the field, and that's what they just done. Now they just happened to kick a field goal and it went wide left. But wow, man, it's just like they didn't do anything but continue to do what was working for them in the first half. So we'll see what Georgia does in the second half because they don't want to really need to make the adjustments because they was playing behind the eight ball in two quarters. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me, too. And Georgia's defense just seems to be off key. They seem to be off balance. They're not the type of defense that we're normally used to seeing with Georgia because Georgia's defense has been so good over the past 5 years. This defense tonight looking like they either overplaying plays or overrunning plays from the offensive perspective, but it looks like Georgia's back on offense now. Gunnar Stockton just throws a pass to Bowen. But it looks like both defenses are really stepping up. I mean, you look at Alabama's defense, they look strong, they look aggressive, they look tight. I mean, in terms of their ability to be able to get to the tackle, make the tackle, get the ball carrier on the ground. So we're shaping up for a really good second half. Georgia has to have more output on their offense, obviously. They got to score more, but they got to definitely move the ball on the ground more. Looks like Georgia's running somewhat of a double reverse, but it looks like Georgia's receiver might be gone. Looked like he got caught at about the 35 or 25, excuse me. Yeah, that was a big play on Georgia's part. It looks like kind of like a double reverse type of play. The center field safety, he was trying to read it, but he bit. And when he bit, that broke open. That's where it broke open at.
It was a fake double reverse.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the safety was looking at the fake double reverse part of it, where the second player who was supposed to get the reverse didn't get it. Looks like Bowen breaks again. That boy toting that high tonight. Boy, that brother is toting that mail tonight. Number 33.
Yeah.
Georgia looked like they come out swinging right now. It looks pretty good. Their offense was somewhat anemic in the first half. They did have several big plays. But it's the angles, right?
Oh, man. They always trying to rely on their speed, man, instead of using their head to cut the field off.
Right. Bowens has it again.
He would have got 5 yards less had this guy make the right angle tackling.
One thing is for sure, it looks like Kalen DeBoer, he's got his team prepared tonight to play at the top level, you know, when it comes to matching up with Georgia's players and matching up with Georgia's schemes. But if Georgia scores here, we got a new game. I think it's a game that'll be solidly close.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because what happened is Alabama went down there, didn't come out with anything. They missed a field goal, which that hurts right now because they could have had 27 points.
That's true. So it looks like, yeah, he went helmet to helmet with him, but is that really a targeting, would you say? Number 22 from Alabama hit helmet to elbow. They're punishing them guys, though, boy. They out there playing for keeps. How could you come in and make a tackle without having your head come in first, though? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It depends which one they call it on, because both of them went in with their head.
I think number 22 is the one in question, though, right?
No, the 22, the one, the 23 is the one came in with that head
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Looks like
The
they're
number
looking at a
22,
targeting call on somebody, though.
if they're gonna catch somebody, they're gonna catch the 23, not 22. 22 just made a form tackle. 23 is the one came in there with that head.
Right.
Because you seen everything move when he came in there. When he came in there with that head, he came in there moving the crowd, baby. So watch this.
Yeah, the 23, I
Watch this.
seen. Yeah, I could see
Bam.
it. So it's 22 and 23, but 23 came in
Yeah.
last.
He moved the crowd when he came in. Bam. See, that's 22. Now watch when that 23 coming in there leading with that head. Watch this. He put that head right in there. Bam. Moved everything.
Looked like they just kicked 23 out. James Smith.
Oh,
He's a defensive lineman, too. I noticed he looked definitely oversized for usually wearing a number 23.
now he looking stupid. Came flying in there with his dome of his head.
Yeah, he's out of here. And he'll probably be out the next game in the first half, right?
Yeah. The defensive line, man, that hurts.
It does hurt.
That hurts.
Because that's one less player that you had that was contributing, right?
DC. It was not helmet to helmet, though. It was just he led in with his helmet, but it wasn't helmet to helmet. He caught the guy on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Looked like Georgia just got to the 1 yard line.
Him, I don't know how else you could have tackled him, man. Because when I played linebacker, that's the way I was coming in, man.
I did too. I used to tackle like that.
Touchdown. What are you trying to do? That gave him a lot of yardage, man. And first down, and watch this guy's knee. He need to be on a 3 yard line, man. His knee touches on the 3. Look where they put him at.
So they need to bring it back to the 3, I would think. I mean, when you think
so? That's where they should have brought it back to. His knee hit the ground on the 3, and they put it on the like a 1 inch line. They are playing in Athens, right?
They are playing in Athens, Sanford Stadium.
Watch his knee. Here it is, the 3 yard line.
Down.
Bam, there's the
knee. Down. It looks like it's down.
3. If they judging where the ball is, but his knee had touched already, it's the 3. But they're putting it where the ball is. The ball is like on the 1 inch line. It's inside the 1.
So it's second down, and I believe it's inside on the 1 yard line, I believe.
Inside the 1 yard line, yeah.
This is currently the DC Stewart Show Podcast featuring my co-hosts and kinfolk Isaiah. My name is Derek Stewart. We're covering the second half of this Georgia versus Alabama game. It looks like it's equally as exciting this half as it was the first. Looks like Georgia's driving down, trying to score now. Ball looks like it's down on the at least 1 yard line. So we will see. Gunnar Stockton is in the shotgun, and it looks like number 2 is going to score. They couldn't keep him. They couldn't deny him. He refused to be denied. So the game is back to 3 points now. McCray. Josh McCray.
Well,
he was not going to be denied that play because, I mean, it looks like he was stopped in his tracks. Bam, right here. Yeah. The defensive back didn't wrap up number 3, and he just drugged them guys in. He is.
Yeah.
Him and Bowens, them guys, those guys are bulls. Little small bulls.
Well, they attacked the inside where he...
So it looks like we got a new game, 21-24. And this may be a defensive struggle the second half. What do you think about that?
Well, that's what it should be because the offense are playing ball. The offense are both moving. So it's a matter of what the defense can do. On both sides of the ball, the offense is being productive, but the defense has got to step up now.
Well, Georgia's
I just
defense
think
has been
that
playing behind the eight ball for most of the first half. They didn't really make any super big plays stopping Alabama and Ty Simpson, because Ty Simpson pretty much he imposed his will upon Alabama's defense with his leadership. Looks like Oklahoma's John Mateer had hand surgery today. I don't know how long it takes a broken hand to heal, and will he be ready for that Red River rivalry for Texas in, I believe it's 2 weeks from now, or it could be 3 weeks. I'd have to look at it.
they're going to play Florida next week.
Yeah, I know they play Florida,
Oklahoma.
but then I want to say that River rivalry is going to be right after some point in October, maybe middle to the late part of October. I'm looking right now to check to see when they play. They play in Dallas in the Cotton Bowl. That's a big deal every year. It looks like they play on October 11th, so it's a week after the Florida game.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a showdown, and I wonder whether Mateer will be healthy enough or his hand will be healthy enough for him to play in the game. That's a good question. They say he'll miss about a month, so I don't think he'll play. I don't believe he's going to play.
That's his throwing hand too, right?
That is a good question. Let me check. Broken bone in his right hand, and I think he is a right-handed quarterback. So,
yeah, he's not playing. I mean, I'm just thinking about the sensation that you have in your hand after that surgery in terms of being able to grip the ball firmly,
right,
and then throw it.
True.
Man, it's going to take at least a month for that to heal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what taking 800 milligrams of Motrin.
800 milligrams of Motrin, huh?
Yeah, yes, man. Those 800 milligrams of Motrin don't play.
Oh, I know.
Have
it's pretty strong.
Numb. You don't feel anything, man.
Mm-hmm.
The things that make it work is the fact that you don't have the pain of whatever the situation is, was a broken bone or just flat out surgery and repair. You don't feel anything, man. That area of where you broke the bone or had surgery, you don't feel anything. You just don't feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, it also takes the swelling out of it. That's a remarkable pill that you take, man.
Absolutely. But technology now today, man, it has come so far with science and with the ability to be able to heal things a lot faster than it was 30 years ago, 40 years ago when we were coming along. Because if you had a major knee injury back in the 80s, you used to have your knee sliced open. They would open it up, fold the flaps out, and they would fix whatever problem within your knee, and then they would stitch it back up. You'd have this huge scar on your knee most of the time back then.
Yeah.
Looks like Oklahoma is going to start a player possibly named Michael Hawkins Jr. He is a sophomore, and he more likely will be playing in this Red River rivalry game against Texas. It's a big game for both teams, of course, in the sense of a playoff in a ranking position. I have to say that Alabama has looked really good, though. I mean, I knew they were going to come in and they were going to play hard, but they've looked pretty good overall, I think. Especially Ty Simpson, because his throws has just been spectacular. Some of the throws that he's made is in the reads more so than anything else. His reads and his throws.
The 3-point game. They need to make something happen in this series.
Ooh, he horse collared him, but he drug him down real quick by his back of his shoulder pads. I like that tackle. Now it's a flag though, because I think it is a horse collar.
Yeah. Yeah. That was definitely a horse collar. You see how his body kept going the other way when he
Yeah.
grabbed around the shoe.
That's the only way he would have been able to bring him down, though, because if he wouldn't, he grabbed him right on the shoulder pad and drug him to the ground. That's the only way he would have been able to get him down before he got a first down. I mean, because the guy had the momentum and he was running straight. Quintavious Johnson,
And plus,
linebacker.
he got stiff arm. That's a
Yeah, because he
nasty
was getting
tackle.
stiff armed as he horse collared him,
Yeah. Those tackles like that can really break
It could
several
mess up your
bones in
knee
the
for sure. It can make you blow out a knee.
ankle, all of that. The
Yeah,
knees, the ankle, all of
that's
that can
right.
happen. Because
Because
I
your body
watched
is
it in
being
slow
pulled in a
mo.
direction that that it shouldn't be
Yeah.
pulled in naturally.
I think
So it
that
looked.
Alabama Crimson Tide is winning this battle up front,
Oh, for
DC.
sure. We
They're
talked about
pushing
that in the
Georgia
first
back.
half. It's in the trenches. Alabama's offensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage, especially with
Yep.
these running backs running like they are now, as opposed to they were. Because it seemed like the
Team, they're
first quarter they were
solid.
trying to feel their way through to gain an established running game to me.
Yeah, they
And
definitely
they're moving the
controlling it.
ball 3rd and 1.
They're moving the ball up and down the field.
Mm-hmm.
They
Oh, he
may
got
be
stopped in his tracks though. He
only.
didn't make that first down. I think he lost. I want to say that he actually went backwards a yard or a half a yard. That was a good tackle. The defender came up and stopped him straight in his tracks. Now, it would be interesting to see if Kalen DeBoer will go for this, with it being a 4th down and 1. Will they be able to get this 1 yard? I think the percentages and the
That running
analytics
back,
would say
that's his
yes with
fault.
the way they're running the ball.
He tipped. He should have hit that hole. He tipped around and he got hit. If he would have just hit that hole, that's all he needed is 1 yard. He tipped his behind around and got hit by two defenders
Oh
on the
man,
defensive
Simpson
side.
made a
If he would have
massive error
oh,
there. I think it was a broken play. I don't think the play. It just looked like Simpson wasn't comfortable with going in the direction because it. Look at how he. I I don't know whether the running back blew the play or up or what.
I think
Because
the
it looked
running
like he
back
was
went the
trying to
wrong
hand it
way.
off, and then I guess the guy
It
wasn't
was.
there. Yeah, I think
If
it's
you look
a
at it,
busted
that's.
play. Or unless he tried
I
to
wonder
bootleg
why he
himself
didn't get
around
it.
the corner. And Georgia's defense is too
You
fast for
see,
that.
I mean, I think it's the quarterback's fault,
I
man.
think so
If
too.
he would have handed to the running back, the spot was open.
Yeah.
His slow behind tried to take it. He looked like he wanted a bootleg and seen that pressure coming in there. He
Mm-hmm.
should have given it to the running back. If you look at it, the running back would have got the first.
Mm-hmm.
That was a huge stop on Georgia's
That was a
part. They needed
huge
that.
stop. This could be a momentum swing right here, especially if Georgia go down and get some points out of it.
Yeah, even if they got to get a field goal out of it and tie it,
It's
that's a
still with a
huge
big
momentum
stop.
swing. Yes.
Oh, he wide open. Oh, he dropped it. The Georgia receiver dropped it the same way the Alabama receiver dropped it. Wide open. He's a true freshman, supposedly. Oh, my goodness. He tried to catch it with his hands, but I guess he just lost
He brought
visibility,
it down.
vision with the.
No, he didn't. He just
You're
tried to
right.
bring it down. See, it's positions, it's ways of catching a ball. When it's
Mm-hmm.
up like that, look at there. Look at there. He didn't never catch it. It went through his hands.
Mm-hmm. Look like Georgia's going to
See,
have to give the
it went
ball
through his
back.
hands. It went right through his hands.
And this next play, the receiver dropped it as well.
Well, Alabama got to stop then. They got to
Absolutely.
stop.
They got the ball back.
That's what they needed.
Yeah.
That 3 and out, that's what they needed.
So here's a good one
They
for you. You think Brian Dable, and let's move over to the NFL. Just a quick note from the NFL. Do you think Brian Dable benching Russell Wilson was a good choice?
I don't know, man. These guys get a little bit of pressure from the media or either fans, and they start making decisions they otherwise wouldn't make 5 years ago. They so quick to make these changes like this, man. We spoke about this even in the terms of what Prime did a couple weeks ago. He switched over to his second quarterback. Second quarterback stunk up the field, and they
Mm-hmm.
got a good whooping. And then he went back to his original quarterback, and they start winning. These people got to start learning to win and lose with their quarterback, man. Because you just don't know what you do to the psyche of a player when you bench them, especially these younger players. You bench these younger players, you mess up their whole way of thinking. They lose confidence, and they lose the team. People
Uh-huh.
don't feel like they're good enough to be there, and it just the chemistry of the team just goes south. I wouldn't have benched them this quick. I'll let them have a slew of bad games before I replace them, and I'll make them take the job in practice. I won't just switch over if he's not practicing better. I don't know how I make that change so rapidly.
I think he's looking for any spark myself. I think he's looking for the quickest spark that can get that Giant squad, especially on offense, back in order because they haven't won a football game yet.
That no, I mean I would have benched my quarterback because of it. You put him in some packages. That's all. You stick him in some packages and see if that works. You don't bench the guy. You just put him in packages, let him alternate in, and then you get the best one. And after that, you just
Mm-hmm.
get a guy and sit him down, unless he's trying to teach him a lesson. Saying I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna bench you if you don't play better, you just gonna stay there.
It seemed like Russell's
Ah,
taking a lot of heat, man, wherever he goes now, especially since he left Denver. He took heat in Denver, but in Pittsburgh, I guess they felt like he wasn't the answer, the immediate answer. And now we're looking at New York. We talked about this in the
I
last
thought he
show.
done. I thought he done well in Pittsburgh. I mean, they just didn't renew his contract. Then they only signed him for a 1 year deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
they
that's
only
what
signed him for
happened.
1 year. And Pittsburgh got him on the cheap anyway for that 1 year because they didn't have to foot all of his contract. The Denver
Yeah,
Broncos did because he had guaranteed money. So he was getting his paycheck technically still from Denver for that big contract that he signed with the Broncos.
I don't know about benching him. I really think that's rush to judgment on it. I can
Well,
agree
sometimes
with
they
you
can
saying
rush
that.
to judgment, right?
I understand a little bit about getting a spark there, but you can get a spark by giving him a half.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't take him off the starting unless I was giving a couple series. I won't bench him. Give him a couple series. I mean, benching the guy, he wind up messing him up because the team rely on your leader. And when you put your leader in the back seat, okay, what if they don't respect this guy in the second slot? You put
Yeah.
him in there, it's no
Well,
better.
he's putting in
The key,
Jackson Dart, who was a rookie. I mean, he's a rookie, of course, and he was drafted in the first round. They chose Jackson Dart and didn't even consider Shador. So, um, looks like Alabama's back on offense, 1st and 10, still 24-21. We're in the third quarter with 2 minutes plus left. Looks like Simpson's going deep, and he overthrew his
you,
receiver.
you say they didn't consider who?
As far as the Giants,
Yeah.
well, they wanted to. Brian Dable, who's the head coach, I guess he wants a spark, so he's starting Jackson Dart over Russell Wilson.
And you said they didn't consider who? Who else?
I don't recall who I don't know who about consideration, but I'm just as far as Jackson Dart goes, he's a rookie and he'll be running for his life as well. Trust me.
Okay.
He will be running for his life for sure.
Okay.
The one good thing about Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson has experience in, the NFL. And Jackson Dart doesn't have that. So it's going to be a learning curve for him,
Well, DC, how long did they sign Russell Wilson for? Another year contract?
It's usually 1 year contracts with Russ, yeah.
Well, I don't know, but I can clearly see if he's been having bad games now. I mean, if they're going to put that rookie in there, they might be just saying, okay, we're going to be losing anyway. We'll stick Russell on the bench, put Dart in, get Dart some experience because he's going to be the future of the team anyway. That's probably why they consider that now because they picked him in the draft, right? They got him out of the draft.
They picked Jackson Dart in the draft, yes.
So they stick him in there and give him some experience. We're getting our rear ends whooped anyway. Might as well let him get some growing pains.
That's a good point. Good way to look at it as well. But looks like Simpson's pass was incomplete. It's 4th and 10. 2 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's funny how these quarters go by so fast, man. It's just like, boom. It's a 15-minute quarter. So if you ever been to a football game live, you watch that clock tick, right?
Yeah.
Seemed like it goes really fast to me.
Alabama has stalled now. They're not pushing.
They're not moving it as quick. As crisp as they were in the first and second quarters.
And it's clearly Georgia has got everything going for them. At
least the momentum. Yeah, the momentum is swung. It has shifted. So Alabama's back on defense. Georgia's on offense. Gunnar Stockton's quarterback in the shotgun. 3 receivers on the right side, or the left, should I say. He just completed his pass to one receiver. I think it's only a 2-3 yard gain at best.
Well, they sure smelt that out.
They sniffed that one out. It did develop to me as quickly as it should have. It looks like Gunnar Stockton's trying to run now. Defensive lineman was all over him, pursuing him.
Hobbling on that leg.
I think the Colorado game has started. So what I'm going to do is turn on this other TV and watch that one. Oh wow! Stockton just broke to the outside. That was a gutsy call. He bounced off the tackle, and I mean not the tackler, but he was able to bounce that corner and get around that corner. Yeah, right here, bounce. Looks like Alabama's players was.
I would really question that number one again, man. When on Monday when they watch film. I will show him all of his
angles
mistakes,
is really bad. Yeah,
terrible. They're terrible. Look at him. He's terrible.
So we're in a final minute. It's down into the seconds for the third quarter, and it just seemed like we just started this quarter, but it's over already.
Yeah. Well, Kirby Smart got something for these guys, man.
Mm-hmm.
He did exactly what we were talking about in terms of not showing Alabama everything because the tide has turned on these guys. It just really flipped.
Yeah, and it looks
because
like Georgia's
and
ground game is really kind of slowly but
it's,
surely taking over.
it's moving.
Yeah.
It's moving, and the thing is, they established their run. They're more efficient. They're running the ball with efficiency, and Alabama is just feeling their way around and trying to understand what they're doing. The only thing they hadn't done yet is put their hands on their hips and showing a degree of fatigue. They hadn't
Well,
done that
that
yet, but
that's coming up next. That's soon.
yeah,
It only takes a couple of
yeah,
plays for that, right?
yeah, yeah.
So it looks like
Yeah.
Colorado has is struck first, 6-0 over BYU. And like I said from last year, they owe BYU one from Prime's perspective, Coach Prime.
Yeah. Kirby just came out and dropping the bomb on these
Look,
guys
Kirby,
now
Kirby
because
is Kirby. We talked about how great he is
yeah,
as a coach. And if you look at how some of these coaches operate, especially like you were saying some time ago when we were talking about how when you learn under a specific type of coach, you pick up their excellent their positivities, I would say.
yeah,
You pick up their qualities. You pick up the best qualities from these coaches. Look at Fran
yeah,
Brown up in Syracuse, what he learned from Kirby, and he took it up to Syracuse. And he's
yeah.
incorporated that and implemented that up at Syracuse, and other coaches the same way. So here's a good one for you. What do you think college football needs to do to provide better support for players? Let's just say that. I'm talking
What
about
type
more
of
so football players from each program. It doesn't have to be a specific program. What do you think is the one thing that's lacking for a college football player that the NCAA and the coaches and the school and everything should be trying to adjust or improve upon?
well, they improve dramatically when it comes to allowing them to make money off of their name, image, and likeness, in which I thought it was almost despicable to see these companies and the school make so much money off of these kids, off the back of these kids, and
Mm-hmm.
only furnish them an education. And
Mm-hmm.
it was not balanced at all. And if you're not popular, you're still getting a whack across the head because you're not making any money. If you don't have a corporation to give you any NIL contracts, you one of these guys who's doing a good job, you got a scholarship, you're starting and everything. But if you're not that noticed, because the ones who's making the money is the one that has a name. If you got a name behind yourself, and I can use it as an example. You look at Arch Manning last year. Arch Manning was making millions of dollars. NIL wasn't even a starting quarterback. And
Mm-hmm.
these are the things that I'm saying. So if you a guy who's not popular and you don't have that name recognition, you could be a starter. You could be a good player. You could be a winner on the team, and people actually love you. But if there's a circle of people love you and not just where you're marketable, you won't make money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing what I think they need to do in terms of doing something financial for these kids, because these kids need to be able to fly home and be able to go buy food outside of getting food from the school. Even if you want to go buy something nice for a relative or for a birthday, or I mean, just to make extra money, just for you to live, because
Mm-hmm.
a scholarship's gonna pay for your room and board and food, you know, for you because you got a scholarship, but it don't give you money to do anything else,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And that's why I think they should be able to give them some type of per diem or some money just to be able to have some spending money in their pocket.
So do
That's
you
what I think
think
they should
they
do.
should
They're
call, I
making the
mean,
money to
since
do
these
it.
players are getting paid now, do you think there should be amateur athletes or professional athletes?
They're still amateur. I mean, it's collegiate. They're still
Mm-hmm.
amateurs, man. I mean, any way you put it, you're an amateur. You're still in college. Once
Mm-hmm.
you get out of college, then that when you make that transition to be a pro.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it has nothing to do with your age, because if you leave and go into pro, and if you're 19 or 20, you're still a professional athlete.
Right.
So that's what it is. You in college, you an amateur. It's not pro football. It's not a
Right,
pro
because
sport.
I've heard some cases where specific people in groups have said that, look, that's going to put them in a professional category. I didn't see it that way either. I mean, I see it the way you explained it. They're amateur
Yeah,
athletes, you know?
yeah,
Looks like it's
yeah.
either raining or very foggy in Georgia. Is it raining there?
It could be. I don't see it raining though.
Well, it
If
might
it
be
be
my
a haze,
it might be just the
taking off.
lights in the
No,
stadium.
it's a
Maybe
haze.
it's like
There's
a
a haze
haze.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not raining. And that just came about too. It could be a camera lens or something. Because now you don't hardly see. It depends. But it surely don't look like rain.
No, I don't think it's rain because their helmets would be wet. Looks like he almost got the first down if he didn't get it already.
Yeah, that's got a little haze inside of the stadium.
Right. Looks like it's fourth and one. They going for it on 4th and 1. God, they got him. They got him on the ground. They stopped him on 4th and 1. He was just able to get that running back to stumble enough to get him on to make him fall on his own. You know, I'm shocked that Kirby went for it at a 4th and 1 down there. To
Yeah.
me, he should have just put the field goal unit in and kicked the field goal where they could have tied it up.
But
At
these
least
are
it would be
gutsy
tied
guys,
up.
man. These gutsy guys. They
Yeah.
thinking everything else been going my way. I'll
Mm-hmm.
go for it.
And if you gonna run with a play like that, you should have Bowens in there. And he's a bull. A tackle like that wouldn't have brought Bowens down. I don't believe.
Yeah, that was a shoestring tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a shoestring tackle. Boy, that was a good head up play too, man.
Yeah, it was. It was a great head up play because if that running back would have got to the outside, it would have been a touchdown. It wouldn't
Hmm.
only been a first down. It would have been a 6-point score.
I don't
Looks
think that
like
was a
Texas
good.
A&M beat Auburn today. Texas A&M is number 9, and they got past Auburn. Mississippi State was beaten by Tennessee, and the scoreboard is, well, that was an overtime game too for that Tennessee Mississippi State. Looks like Vanderbilt is beat Utah State, but Wake Forest played hard today. Um,
Yeah,
Against Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech had to
yeah.
come back in the very end and pull that out.
Hmm.
So it looks like 3rd and 8. Simpson
I'm
is
surprised
in
they
the
didn't call a roughing the
shotgun.
pass on that play. They should have called a roughing the pass on that play.
He got the first down. He took a blow. The receiver took a big hit, but he held on to it and got that first down. I think Georgia was on a blitz on that one. So,
Ooh, he got greeted though.
yeah, he did. They wanted a target. They wanted an illegal hit on it, but Alabama's sideline, but they didn't get that.
What they wanted an illegal hit for? That was a good head up play. He just got whacked. That was a good hit. It was nothing but his shoulder laid into him.
Mm-hmm.
And he, I guess since they threw out one of our players, they need to match it and throw it
They
one
need
of
to
yours.
match it
But that
up,
was,
right?
Yeah. That number 26 is right here tipping now. There's 3 times they gave him the ball. Miller is right here tipping now
Mm-hmm.
instead of running the ball hard.
Just like Derek Henry and all of them when they were at Alabama, they were running it hard every play. Najee Harris, all those guys, they were going full speed every play. That was a good throw right there. Another first down. So Alabama is moving the ball. Georgia's defense looked out of place again. They just look like they're not calling the right type of defense for the right play calling for what Alabama is doing. He's got right in between the crease.
Yeah.
They creating that space between those defensive backs. That's what's happening. That's a great throw too, by the way, because he zipped it right in there.
Yep. He had several options to throw that ball to because several of them was open. He had several people open on that play.
Mm-hmm. This is the fourth quarter. It's right over a little bit over 10 minutes. I don't think Georgia can afford to allow Alabama to score a touchdown for sure. They need, if at least if they score, they need to keep them at 3. They need to keep them to 3 points. But it looked like the way that Alabama's offense is really coming back alive again. Simpson is beginning to control everything again. Looked like it's a false start on this one though, so they're gonna back him up. This would be a huge win for Alabama to go home to, though. It'll actually keep their season intact as far as that playoff system goes. Georgia will probably drop down. How many slots you think Georgia would drop down if they lose this game?
They lose this, they're going to drop around 4 or 5 slots.
I know LSU is getting ready to drop some as well since they lost to Mississippi today.
Of course, yeah. And this is there going to be some that's going to drop out of the top 10 by Monday.
Mm-hmm. So let me look at the AP top 10 right now.
The ones that was around that 7 or 8 category, they're going to be out of the top 10.
Computer's running a little bit slow, but second and 13, 9 minutes. Looks like Penn State scored early on Oregon as well. Once again, James Franklin has to win this game tonight. There's no way he can get around it. They have to figure out how to win this game tonight.
Yeah. He knows that. I mean, he knows that a game like this here can make you look good or make you look terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to take on a job like that and everybody going to have these big, huge expectations of you, you just got to live up to it because otherwise you're not going to make it. Because these games like this, he's got to win.
The thing is, too, is he's been firing his offensive coordinators. I know he fired one a couple of years ago before he brought this current offensive coordinator in. And you can only do so much firing with that. Ask Larry Coker. Larry Coker was a perfect example of that when he was coaching Miami.
Larry Coker was using those firing as a scapegoat, man. When you're not doing well, you start shaving off your staff when guys who you brought in and gave them an opportunity, and you fire these guys because of your incompetence, because the team only really, I don't care how good your offensive coordinator is, they really resonate with the head coach. The head coach is the
I
top
do.
dog.
That is true.
They ain't losing no game because of no offensive coordinator, man. And when you fire your offensive coordinator, when your team is not doing well, it's all about you. And most of the ones who does that, they not loyal to their guys they bringing in. They be the one to get fired next.
That's right. It's only a matter of time if something happens where that person, the coach, feels like he's at risk again with his job, he'll fire you. So it looks
He
like,
fired the offensive coordinator, and then next thing you know, he gets fired the following year.
yeah. So it could be a shakeup here because I'm looking at the way this is laid out with the AP Associated Press top 10. So here you
Yeah,
have Penn State. So let's just say Penn State wins tonight. They're going to stay at number 3. Miami's got to play Florida State this coming weekend, and that'll determine, the outcome of where Miami will be sitting. But LSU lost today, and they were sitting at 4. And if Georgia loses today, they're sitting at 5. And Oregon, if they lose today, they're sitting at 6. So it will be some movement for sure on several of those teams probably falling down near the top 10 or falling out of the top 10. Wouldn't you say so?
of course. When you drop games like this here in this part of the season, especially if you were around that 6, 7, and 8 slot, you'll fall right out of the top 10 with
Mm-hmm.
ease. You
Absolutely.
might go to 12. You might go to the 13 slot.
That's true. Because if you look at the top
I'm
20
thinking
teams,
Florida State. Where's Florida State? Where were they? They were
Florida
7 or
State
8. They might
was
fall up.
actually not even in the. Florida State was number 8, so they're going to fall out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're out of it. They
Yeah. Florida
done.
State will be out. I think Indiana, they won today, so they may move up. And Ole Miss is at number 13. Ole Miss can move up,
They
and
might fall in
Tennessee
there. Yeah,
could potentially move up
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough game, man. I mean, it's a tough business to tell you the truth. Because if you think about how they rank these teams, they rank them on competition, the teams that they play, they rank them on performance,
Yeah.
and that has a lot to do with a lot of that.
Of course it does. You thinking about a team that even if you have to battle with a team that's you know not doing well, and if they look up and beat you, that falls in your lap too. Because how can you leave a guy at number 8 or 9 when you just got a team who wasn't even ranked that beat you? So
Right.
that can move you in the polls as well.
That's right. So it was a 1st and 10. Gunnar Stockton was under center. It's about 8 minutes to go in the game. It looks like the running back for Georgia, he just gained quite a few yards on a kind of a around the corner sweep. A sweep. That's what he was running, technically.
Oh, I thought they was gonna throw a flag on that one.
They got 3 receivers spread out to the right, 1 receiver to the left, and they running it. Oh, wow. That might be a hole. That might be a hole because he got through that hole so quick and it was an opening there.
Yeah, they just showed the stats of this game, and it appeared that Georgia actually is winning in the stat category.
Let me check the stats here for this
They
game.
showed the rushing stats and the pass, everything.
Well,
So hold on.
Georgia's really picked up the pace the second half. I mean, the first half they weren't able to even establish much, especially a consistent drive. They because Alabama held on to the ball so long. They held on to the ball and they had control of the clock. So let me look at the stats for this game right now as we speak, because I'm interested to know too what the numbers look like. Once again, my computer's running a little bit slow, so give it a little bit of time. So right now, it looks as though
If you look at the rushing yards and the passing yards and all of this stuff, Georgia appear to be dominating this game. And I mean, the scoreboard shows otherwise, but
mm-hmm.
they're dominating every facet of it.
So it looks like right now, Stockton only has 95 yards passing with one TD. Simpson has 269 yards, 23 out of 37 for two TDs. Stockton is still throwing. Oh, that was a great catch from those receivers. That Georgia receiver went up and gave up everything, and he caught it. Rushing yards, it looks like Georgia is leading in the rushing yards category with Bowens, the running back, 11 carries for 117 yards.
He put some fire on that one, boy.
Yes, he
Wow.
did. That was a great throw to Branch.
And all kind of traffic there too. Look at
Oh,
this.
yeah, those receivers, they had him blanketed. Well, one thing is for sure, Alabama's got to keep them to 3 points, because if the clock is down to 5 minutes and some change, right? And it looks like they're chewing up most of the clock. It looks like Penn State and Oregon is locked up at 17-17.
What's Colorado doing?
Colorado had just scored, and let's look at their numbers. So, yeah, it is. Wow, it's 30 seconds in the fourth quarter.
Alabama is doing. They playing too conservative on that defense now.
They are.
They let these guys drive down the field because they're afraid of a big play, and they're letting these guys drive down the field. He just gave them this first down because the DBs was playing too far deep.
Yes,
look at all the
I think they're concerned that they could get beat, but they need to play the same defense they've been playing, because Georgia's just taking these little small chunks. I mean, they taking what you're giving them. That's what Stockton is doing. He's taking exactly what the defense is giving him. And they're down on the 50, and it's 3:47 to go, and it could come down to a field goal.
It could come down to a field goal and tie it. I don't feel like they should be even looking to tie this game in terms of Alabama's situation. I want Alabama to score.
Correct.
You know, and get extra points, because all Georgia need to do is tie it right here with this series. They can tie it in this series right here.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama messed around, and I mean, because they're giving them all of this cushion to drive down the field, and they can score in this series here.
Colorado is up 14-0 over BYU right now.
14-0.
14-0, and it's still I believe it's the second quarter, and BYU is losing 14-0.
What quarterback is playing? His original quarterback?
You're talking about Caden Salter. I believe Salter is the starter.
Oh, looking at that's coming back.
Yeah, that's coming back.
Red number 16 put the wood on him. And it's coming back for holding. I mean, for blocking in the back. Oh, illegal shift.
Yeah, that's pretty good that Colorado has scored 2 touchdowns on BYU already. It looks like Georgia is punting this ball back to Alabama. So Alabama could potentially eat up the clock and go down and kick a field goal. Who knows, right?
Yeah, that'll be the best scenario. I'm gonna tell you right now, if Alabama wins this game, Kirby Smart gonna really question for going on that 4th and 1, DC,
I know.
because he
He
could have
should have kicked
tied
the
this
field goal.
game
I
up
thought he should have kicked the
and
field goal and
tied the
tied this
game
thing
up.
up.
And now with 3 minutes to go, they only need a first down, a couple first
The ball is
downs.
out.
That's all they need.
Yeah, it looked like BYU's player. It was just hit, and it looked like a fumble to me, but they ruled that he was down because I guess his elbow hit the ground. But Colorado has jumped out to a quick start. I mean, 14-0.
That's good for them because usually they start slow. That's good for them.
But BYU is driving right now, so as we speak. So
Colorado
there was
usually
30
starts.
seconds left on the clock, and Penn State had the ball, and it was a 17-17 tie. So let's see what the outcome of that Penn State game with the score is. So it looks like they're going in overtime, the Penn State game. At least the first overtime. So tomorrow for NFL Day, which games do you plan on watching tomorrow?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna get up and go work out tomorrow and try to be back before the first part. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna be anticipating on watching the Dolphins on Monday because they playing the Jets on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But who's the other matchups? The top matchups I'm gonna probably bow down and watch, but I'll be back. But actually, I'll be back before the game start.
Right now, it looks like the games tomorrow is going to be Minnesota is playing Pittsburgh and Ireland. So people are
I
going to
would
have to
love to
wake up
see.
super
I have
early
not
to watch
seen
that one.
Pittsburgh
Yeah.
yet. In
They're playing
Iowa,
in
they're gonna be
Dublin,
where? In
Ireland.
Ireland?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna
Washington
probably watch
is
that one
Washington
because I
is
want to see the
actually
Steelers. I
playing
haven't seen the Steelers.
Atlanta. And it looked like Atlanta has hit hard times within like 2 weeks because they were looking pretty good against Minnesota when they played, and I think they fired the wide receivers coach. For whatever reason, I don't know why you would fire a wide receivers coach. Kind of like you know when they fired Brian Cox
Cox
after
and
the
the rest
Super
of
Bowl,
those
which was
guys.
shameful on the part of the team.
Brian Cox hadn't
He hadn't
been around
resurfaced.
here before
I
that.
haven't seen his name or heard that he's with any team. So it looks like Georgia has 227 yards of offense this half. Alabama only has 103.
Right. See, that's what I was talking about earlier. How they're dominating the game stat wise, but they're just losing.
Mm-hmm. Another thing too, and we'll change the subject a little bit with sports, is baseball season has kicked into the playoff layout. So Major League Baseball is currently in the playoffs, and we'll see how these teams react to each other headed toward the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Dodgers won their division just a couple of days ago. So another game tomorrow for Another game for NFL tomorrow is, it looks like Los Angeles Chargers is at New York. Carolina's at New England. You know what? Another thing too. Let's get back to Atlanta. Carolina blew Atlanta out, and I didn't think Carolina was that good of a team last week. And that's
Yeah.
why this wide receiver coach got let go. I mean, at least from the perspective of the team, I don't understand why would you fire the wide receivers coach. But
Personal stuff, man.
yeah,
You guys, man, you jump over all of these people and you fire your. That's personal stuff, DC. How you fire your receivers coach? He
well,
told the guy to run a route that you had a play going in, otherwise, and tell him to do something different. How he get tangled in this shit?
I know. Yeah, I would
How?
have to read more into it because I kind of like glanced by when I was looking at the information for it. But I've seen worse. I mean, this is the worst I've seen. So it looks like we got a double header on Monday Night Football. We got New York Jets at Miami, and then you have Cincinnati at Denver. So they're doing double
Oh,
headers on Monday now, right?
both of them sorry. You got to put them together.
Do you really think the Dolphins are going to get rid of Mike McDaniel?
Not this year. I don't think not this year, man. You know, the Dolphins get what they deserve, man. I mean, they're my team, but they got what they deserve, man. You bring a little Mike McDaniel in there, no disrespect for his ability, but he looked like a kid. He looked like a freaking kid,
So what
man.
does that have to do with his performance? Looking like a kid
A
is my
lot, a
question.
lot, a lot,
Okay.
a lot. Let me tell you why I say. Look at Massive of Brian Flores.
Mm-hmm.
He's studded out. He's all buffed and cut. And he looked no business. No, he take no prisoners. He looked hardcore. He's in your face. You got Mac McDaniels, look like a freaking scientist with his glasses on, curly hair, small, skinny,
He
and
did go to
kisses the guys
Yale.
in the freaking
He
head.
did go to Yale University.
Dude, this is what I'm saying. He's a smarty pants, but the thing is, they don't respect him, man. Them guys don't respect McDaniel, man. They didn't pull that front foolishness on Flores when Flores was there. Flores was a no nonsense guy. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, I've never seen Flores go upside a player and kiss him when he was hurt. Nothing wrong with it if you like the guy. I mean, come on. But the masculinity of Flores is not going to allow him to go over there and kiss. And he damn sure wouldn't kiss no Tua because he didn't like Tua.
Well, Flores is no longer there. They got rid of him.
I'm making a point, DC.
Okay.
I'm making a point. You said that they was gonna get maybe do I think they was gonna get rid of McDaniel, and I was showing you the difference in having Flores there and Mike McDaniel because I told you them players don't respect him.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't. I'm calling it like I see it. They might like him, but that has nothing to do with them respecting him and honoring him and playing their rear ends off for him, man. And they just not resonating with his philosophy of coaching. I mean, he might be able to be a good play caller, but as the head guy, if a head guy, man, I don't see him putting rules down. Now, I may be wrong, but from what I can see outside looking in,
Okay.
rules will be broken around there. And Flores was there. You might not break that man's rules.
Right.
You better not. And if you do, you might be looking for another place to work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. And they had consistency when he was there. Now, I'm not talking about the offense, the stuff that because he claimed that they was tanking for Tua and all that kind of crap. When he was there, that defense was solid.
Right. So
Oh man, that's a
unfortunately,
statement.
it was a power struggle between Flores and Chris Greer, right?
Well, we're gonna see what they just done with this
Yeah, it
fourth.
looks
I
like
mean,
it's a
this third and
flag,
third and
and it
one.
looks like Alabama's got the first down anyway.
Well, Georgia getting ready to lose this
Yeah,
thing,
it looks
man.
like they will. It doesn't look good for them right now with 2 minutes 20 seconds to go.
2 minutes left, and if they got that first, them guys in some trouble.
Well, if they get this first and they chew up the rest of the clock, how many? Uh, oh yeah, he jumped
They
in.
got
That's
they,
that's insane. The way that number one jumped into that pile. That he went airborne jumping into that pile. That is foolish to me. It's just not smart. It's not a smart way to play football. Yeah, it looks like Georgia has 2 timeouts, but let
and
me
he
tell.
came in a lead with his head. This foolish
And he
dude.
came in leading with his head. That's what was the
Yeah.
thing that didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, now he's over there trying to explain his stupidity like somebody gonna listen to that crap.
Yes, yes. So it looks like Penn State has scored in overtime. They scored a touchdown. Looks like Oregon has the ball on a 3rd and 8 right now. So the state of football in the NFL moving forward is more so going to be probably on the same platform as the NBA. I would think with all the apps and the expansion that
Yeah,
the NBA has advanced to, right?
yeah. It's just everybody has found this artery of making money out of this thing, out of sports in general, and and
Mm-hmm.
and they know right now these telephones is the out way for it. You
Absolutely.
know, to be able to be at a job, at a function, and you can still watch these games,
That's right.
and that's why they're doing it, and they're making tons of money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand why he's coming that way because it's like one team, one organization or team, they does it and they fill it out and see if it works. It's just like on the Thursday night football with the prime stuff. They see that stuff is successful, man, and everybody's trying to follow
Amazon
suit.
Prime carries football on Thursday, right?
Yeah. hmm And it's successful. So that's why everybody's getting their hands in and getting a piece of the pie when it comes to that.
And it's a plenty of pie to go around. I mean, there's plenty of money out there for sure.
hmm
Because
I
that's
didn't
that.
think it was gonna go well when it had that Amazon Prime, but it done caught on now.
And the streaming for even that playoff game with Miami and Kansas City that year when they had that game that you had to pay to watch it. It's
hmm
just insane.
Yeah.
So it's a 4th and 1 in overtime. Penn State is leading Oregon um 24-17. Oregon definitely has to score a touchdown to get in to be able to win the game. Go ahead here and change it and watch that one just a second while we're on a commercial with Georgia because they're playing on NBC. So right now it is a 4th and 1. If they stop Oregon on this one, the game is over. Oh, it's a 1st and goal. So Oregon has a 1st and goal. So obviously they got the 4th and 1. Oregon has that quarterback phenom, Dante Moore. Yeah, Oregon
hmm
just scored. So it's tied up. Dante Moore was originally recruited by Chip Kelly, and Chip Kelly brought Dante Moore into UCLA. And I guess when Kelly bolted, Dante Moore bolted to Oregon. And he's the starting quarterback for Oregon right now. Oregon just scored a touchdown to tie this game. Well, at least they need the field goal
They
now.
showing this from another angle, man, and this was worse than I thought it was, man.
You're
That
talking
number
about
one who
the
led by
player
his health,
diving into the pile?
diving in there. He didn't just dive in there. He went helmet to helmet with another guy.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Alabama, they had um, a good play strategy in this
Oh, they had
game.
a
They had a
great
good
game
game
plan. They had a great
The
game
game
plan
plan
they
was
came in here with.
executed, and it was masterful because they just did something simple and they scored quick. And that early score is the reason why they're ahead right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like Georgia is going to have to turn it around, and they're going to have to try to get a turnover. They're going to try to have to elicit a turnover. To me,
Well, Alabama need to just continue to just run that clock out. They get another first down. That's it.
absolutely.
That's really it.
Oh, another first down will seal the deal, wouldn't it?
You got stuff,
It'll seal the
Yeah,
deal.
yeah. He just got stuff right there, though. Georgia don't even have timeouts left, man.
Oh, they burned through all their timeouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Alabama is really kind of in the driver's seat for now. 24-21. This is going to be a huge win. It's going to be a huge win, really, honestly and truly.
Yeah.
3rd and 5. Georgia definitely has
Yeah,
to
we were
stop them
talking
this
about
time.
people dropping. We were talking about teams that's dropping. Georgia could potentially drop out of the top 10 off this loss, DC. They're
You think
number
so? How
5.
how how is
They
that?
could be. They can drop to 8 or 9. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
You really never know. They get beat by a team that's 17 and you're 5. You could drop out of the top 10 off of this, man.
First down. Yeah, he got it. It's over. Game over. It's a nice play call too. Looks like Alabama sealed this one. They went into Sanford Stadium and beat Georgia, which is not impossible, but it's not easy either. Ty Simpson has really played a phenomenal game tonight, man. I mean, I'm so impressed with his
Yeah.
poise and with his
Yeah.
leadership skills. He just tonight he's knocked it out of the park. He should get most valuable player of the game for sure. Yeah, this game is over. They kneeing it already. He's gotten down on one knee. Alabama came in there and got this win. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And it saved Alabama's playoff season hopes for sure. Because, they still going to have to run the table in the SEC. I know Kirby, man, he looks distraught. And this was a physical game. The physicality, it looked like Alabama had the edge over all of that. With their offensive line play, with their defensive line play, they were more physical than Georgia tonight. They were more physical in a lot of areas when it came to tackling and when it came to, defending. Yeah, this is a big win for current Kalen DeBoer, man. He's a happy camper right now because he was getting ready to get the lick if they would have came up in here and lost tonight.
Yeah. That goes to show you
Hurt.
Florida State came out with that win over them and was hyped up and now they done took a loss last night. So
Mm-hmm.
it goes to show you collegiate football, pro
That's
football,
what we
any
love
given
about
day, man.
collegiate football, especially, right?
Yes. Yeah, man.
It's been it's been
That
a it's been a journey for collegiate football for sure. And Kalen DeBoer is getting interviewed right now because he's the center of attention, and Ty Simpson as well. And the architect of the play calling had to boil down to Kalen DeBoer. He's an offensive minded coach. That's what he did for a living before he became a head coach.
Yeah.
So now you're looking at Alabama 3-1, and Georgia is 3-1, and Alabama is gonna move up. I don't know how many slots. How many slots you think they're gonna move up?
Well, they'll probably be around probably 13 or something like that.
That sounds about
Because
right.
it's a
But Ole
movement.
Miss
It's a
is sitting
movement.
at 13, and they won today, and they're 4-0.
They're going to go in the top 10. DC, they'll probably
Yeah.
take it that eighth spot where Florida State was. They're
Mm-hmm.
going to drop down in those categories, and Georgia could be very well out of the top 10. You really never know because they're sitting at 5. Between that 5 and 8 bracket, you can fall out of the top 10 easily if you lose a game. So they're 5. You got some teams that's going to drop into the top 10, and it's just going to be a lot of movement because from where we see right now, there are several teams that was in the top 10 has lost already. You
Yep.
got Georgia just lost.
Penn State
Florida
just
State has
lost in
lost.
overtime.
Penn State has lost. So that's 3 teams where that movement in that top 10 going to be fluctuating. So I think that I don't see Alabama moving nowhere close to the top 10 yet because they're so far away.
Mm-hmm.
But Georgia is, Florida State is definitely going to be out of it at 8. And then, of course, Georgia probably might take that 8 slot, or either they'll be out. But I don't think they're going to move out of the top 10 from being what number they were, 2 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well,
no,
Georgia
the Canes
was
are
number
2.
5.
5. The
Right.
Kings are 2. They still may be in it, but it's going to be a slight chance they're in it, man. I don't see these guys staying around in those top 10 and they don't lost already.
Right.
It's just too many teams that's still undefeated.
It looks
This
as though
kid
Drew
played really
Aller
good
for
games.
Penn State, he does just like Drew Aller always does. Looks like the safety for Oregon threw a pick, and that was the end of the game. Drew Aller is Drew Aller, even though James Franklin as well.
DC, what I told you about Kirby Smart going for that 4th and 3. Listen, man, that 4th and 1 haunting his guy right now. If he would have kicked that field goal, this would have been a whole different ball game.
Yep.
It would have been a whole different ball game.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He was overconfident, man. And he got out coached in this one. I got to say I must say he got out coached on this one, man, because whenever you lose by 3 points when you should have tied it up, and there was so many other scenarios in this game that put him behind the 8 ball where he had his guys playing off the ball and he wasn't reacting to certain things. But then if you look at the stats of it all, they won. They won everything in stats.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't win the football game.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Here is a little bit of it now, DC. They showing this Ohio State won.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State is 1, Miami Hurricanes is 2, Penn State is 3, LSU Georgia. This thing gonna be all whacked out.
It's gonna be whacked out on Monday, and that we'll have a lot to talk about on Monday when it comes to that, because if you look at how everything is gonna fall in place. Number 1 and 2 is still gonna stay the same, but number 3, 4, 5 is gonna change. It's gonna shift.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say number 17 and number
4 and 5 lost, DC.
I know. And number 11, number 13, and number 17 is going to change. And Georgia Tech is at 16, so they potentially could move up as well. USC lost today, I believe. I want to say the Trojans ended up losing today on the road to Illinois. But then again, I'll take that back, because USC, let's see what the score was from that Illinois game. But at any rate, it's going to be interesting to see everything unfold next week and how these games, because that Miami game against Florida State, that's a big game coming up, especially for Miami.
Unbelievable.
So anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll wind down and we'll wrap this show up. And we had a really good time again, partner. It's just nothing like being on a Saturday. Next week we plan to be eating while we're covering the game. How about that? Is that a good is that a good thing or not?
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I get well prepared for it.
Absolutely.
I have my stuff laid out. I think I'm gonna do some ribs and some broccoli and some things like that. I want to do some stuff like this, and then I'm gonna have the most important stuff on the side, which is my veggies.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna do a balance of it. And then I'm gonna wash it down with a Pepsi.
Well, I'm a little bit worried about ribs because I have to type on my computer keyboard. So how do I keep barbecue sauce off the keyboard?
You get your sharp knife and you slide it down that bone and you take the bone out and eat it with a fork. You pick that sucker up with a fork. That way your hands stay clean. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take me a nice sharp bone, slice that sucker down the side, take the bone out, put it to the side, and grab it with a fork and eat it.
I always knew you were a chef.
That's how you do that.
I knew you were a chef.
That's how you handle that.
Exactly.
That's how you handle that.
Exactly. Yep. So we'll close this show out, and we enjoyed talking about sports tonight and mainly covering the game, which was Georgia, Alabama. Alabama was victorious. Alabama deserved to win this game. They did everything that was necessary to win this game tonight. They had a great strategy. They came in. They were more physical than Georgia. They had a better game plan than Georgia, obviously. Even though Georgia led in the stat category, it didn't help them win. And as Isaiah stated earlier, I thought Kirby should have kicked that field goal and tied that thing up. Who knows how it would have turned out, but at least he would have been tied. Instead of losing by 3, he could have tied it and had it at a tie. So anyway, I'm going to have Isaiah go ahead and close this thing out. We will take about 10 minutes, and then we're going to come back and we're going to go over the top 10 GOAT safety list from Freebird Tony, and then we'll go from there. But can you close us out?
Yes. What a beautiful game, man. Collegiate football is out of the stratosphere now. Love it. Love it, love it, man. And to see these young kids competing with all their hard work during the summertime in those two-day practices, and you come enjoy a game like this here, and then of course you look at all the fans that's supporting these kids, and I love it. Just like when I watch portions of the final pieces of the Florida State game last night, the moment that guy bobbled that ball and they rendered it not a catch, and to see all the fans battle down on that football field, and it shows you the love of this game, and is something that should bring everybody together and honor your sport and honor your team, and to just enjoy it and support these kids because they need it. You guys continue to watch this show, man, because we got it going on. We got Najee will be back with us on Monday, and we'll cover everything that went down with college and pro on Monday. And you guys have a successful weekend. Blessings all to you.
Absolutely. Well stated. And we appreciate all of our viewers. Thank you, viewerships from the United States. We thank our viewerships coming from countries like the Philippines and countries in Europe that are watching us. We appreciate the support. We appreciate your input and viewership. So thank you for joining the DC Stewart Show Podcast. We'll be back at you real soon. Take care of yourself and take care of your others as well. But you take care of yourself first and help someone when in need. And we'll go from there. Peace, love, and prosperity. Take care. Take it easy.